In 1 second. Hi, I am Petrina Hamm. I'm an online fitness coach who specializes in helping people who are crazy busy make fitness a priority in their life. And this video is all about my top 10 tips for making fitness a priority even when you're sidelined by illness or injury, which is something I am very familiar with. And this is why I'm wearing the purple wig, because I no longer have hair. I have cancer, if you don't know it already. But I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as I possibly can and make it simple for you. My top 10 tip is to get a doctor's note. Do not, I repeat, do not exercise if you have an illness. And when I talk illness, I'm not talking about your average garden variety cold. I'm talking about something that's going to sideline you for weeks, months, or even in my case, a full year at a time. Make sure you have your doctor's approval and ask them too, what kinds of exercise specifically can you do? What do they think you should not do? Always check with your doctor before you get rolling. Tip number 9 is to get a physical therapist. I was going to make a Olivia Newton-John joke about, the whole cheesy Get Physical song, but I won't. If you can afford it and if your insurance covers it, if you are sidelined by illness or injury, I think you should definitely look into the possibility of working with a physical therapist who will specifically help you stay active throughout that period and do it safely. Safely. You do not want to be going through and doing insanity or something totally crazy while you are sidelined by illness or injury. But it doesn't mean, and I think too many people think that if they come down with something or if they have let's say a shoulder surgery, that totally precludes them from staying active, and nothing could be further from the truth. There are ways you can still move your body, and you should still move your body. Tip number 8 is to plan and prep your meals. And this is a tip I give my normal clients. If you are in perfect health, you should be planning and prepping your meals. It goes probably double when you are sidelined by illness or injury, because your nutrition is going to be the cornerstone. So you should go ahead and plan and prep out your meals. And it's not that hard to do. You can set aside maybe 20 or 30 minutes on a Sunday just to plan out and say, what do I want to eat? What sounds, palatable to me, and what will taste good. You can find loads of ideas on Pinterest and the interwebs. You can buy a specific cookbook for whatever plan or even your particular illness. I myself just bought the Cancer Fighting Kitchen, and I love it. I'm going to put a link here. You don't have to be fighting cancer to love this cookbook. It's got really wonderful, delicious recipes that you can use, and you can find it yourself. It's just a little bit under 20 bucks on Amazon at petrinahammfitness.com/cookbook, and that's going to take you to the wondrous Amazon link to get that. Tip number 7, and this is also something I tell my typical, normal, not sidelined by injury clients, and that is to calendar your doctor-approved, this is the big difference, doctor-approved workouts. Make sure you, no matter what calendar system you use, if you're like me, you use Google Calendar, and map out the time that you're going to be working out. Typically, if you are sidelined by illness or injury, you're going to want to do shorter workouts, and that's fine, that's perfect. You'll just use a little bit less time on that Google Calendar or whatnot, but make sure you have it on your calendar and you treat it like a doctor's appointment, okay? It's pretty simple. And if you're like, well, I don't know what to do for a workout, I hear you, and there's actually what we call Beachbody On Demand, which is a digital streaming service. It's like I think of it as the Netflix of workouts, and it's what I typically use, and I love it. And if you want to get a free trial of that, you can do so. You can find out how to do so at petrinahammfitness.com/free-trial, and another extra backslash because we're crazy like that. And Beachbody On Demand has a ton of different workouts. If you're someone who gets really bored easily, you're not going to be disappointed. And they also have, I think, probably one of the most helpful for people who are rehabbing from an injury or are ill, and that is Tai Chang, and that's spelled Taiccheng. That comes free as part of the Beachbody On Demand. It's a great program, and you should definitely check it out. Tip number 6, I'm doing this like a David Letterman style, is to buddy up with an S&S friend. What does that mean? It means you're pairing up with somebody who's strong and supportive. And by strong, I don't mean you have to find somebody who's like an Ironman or a CrossFitter or somebody who's like in crazy good fitness model shape. I'm talking someone who makes fitness a priority in their life. They do. They don't make excuses. They don't whine. They're not going to enable you on days where you're like, you know, I really don't feel like working out. You know, not when it's a legitimate ache or pain or something. They will tell you, no, you are going to get up and you are going to go for your walk right now. And I'm going to come with you. That kind of friend. Find somebody in your circle or even outside your circle. If you want to look online, there's great message groups and, you know, Facebook pages and stuff. Find somebody who's going to hold you accountable and not let you be a little whiny. You know what? I won't swear on this one because I don't know who's watching. Number 5, and this is very important, do not aim for a weight loss goal. Don't do it. If you're sick, if you're injured, the last thing you should be focusing on is the number on your scale. So please, please don't do that. Recognize that when you are sidelined by illness or injury and you have to scale it back when it comes to your physical activity, that more than likely it's going to be a great thing if you can just maintain where you are, or, you know, even accept the possibility of gaining a little bit of weight during that illness or injury. If you're on steroids or some sort of medication that has a side effect of weight gain, you just may have to come to terms with, hey, you know, I might gain a little bit, but I'm going to do as much as I can to eat healthy and to stay active and, you know, just as fit as I can. Fitness the priority, weight loss, hold off, okay? You got plenty of time for that when you get better. Number 4, and this is not, some people are not going to like this, sober up. Basically, stop drinking or really drastically restrict what you're doing. Maybe have a glass or 2 of something that you love once a week. And why is that? It's because alcohol often tends to be completely empty calories. You're not getting any nutritional benefit. And, you know, chances are too, if you like the really girly cocktail drinks, you're taking in a lot of extra sugar. So just, you know, curtail your drinking or just really, really cut it back. That's going to help you when it comes to staying healthy and fit while you are injured. Tip number 3, become a master blender. And that is because, you know, a lot of times, no matter what the illness or injury is, it can impact your appetite, or, you know, you just, you don't feel like eating, you feel kind of nauseous or sick. Chemo, cough, cough, chemo. So it's really good to be able to blend something that has a lot of good stuff. And the easiest way to do that is to make smoothies and shakes and stuff. You know, you can use specially made protein blends, vegan protein blends, whatever you want to do, and add, you know, spinach and strawberries and all sorts of good stuff to get as much nutrients as you can in something that's really easy for you to drink, where, you know, if your appetite is an issue or your taste buds are an issue, that way you just blend something and you drink it, and it makes it ridiculously easy to get some good nutrition in your body. And I won't even try to sell you on Shakeology here. Just find something you like and make it, blend it, be a master blender. Number 2 is to focus on your nutrition. This is, you know, it's so vitally important no matter who you are. No matter if you're, you know, perfectly healthy already, if your fitness is a goal and if weight loss is in your path somewhere in the future, nutrition is going to be more important than your activity. And if you're someone who's been very active, you've been working out, let's say 5 or 6 times a week, and all of a sudden, you know, you've got this injury that's going to not make it possible for you to be as active, take control of something. And the easiest thing to take control of is how you're eating. And just, you know, focus on that. Put the focus on the good days that you have with energy and everything else. You know, plan and prep those meals like I talked about. Research into different ones you can try. New ways to enjoy vegetables that you hadn't thought of before. Just, you know, put the focus on nutrition, and you're going to feel a lot more in the driver's seat when it comes to that sidelined feeling, which is good. And my number one tip, drum roll, this is the most important. Listen to your body, people. I know if I'm looking two different ways, it's because I'm doing this both on Facebook Live and on YouTube at the same time. But I'll look in both cameras. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. And what that means is if you have started a workout and you're suddenly feeling aches or pains or, you know, strong discomfort, it is okay to stop. You do not have to push all the way through the workout. Don't. Listen to your body. Listen to your body when it's telling you that you're legitimately hungry. Listen to your body when just, you know, a move feels awkward, and let's say you have let's say your left shoulder is feeling a little bit impinged, you know, modify. Don't be afraid to modify. If you're not feeling bad enough to stop, change the move where you're not directly impacting or putting weight or any sort of resistance on the body part that's hurting you. That is the most important thing you can do when you're sidelined by illness and injuries. Just, you know, listen. Put your listening ears on and recognize when maybe you're pushing yourself too much. And by the same token, you know, there may be times where maybe you're not pushing yourself enough and you start out your workout whining and just with a really negative attitude. Listen to your body when it's telling you, hey, you know, I can push a little harder. I can push a little harder on this. So that's the number one tip out of 10 of them. If you have questions, you can feel free to either email me at coachpetrina@yahoo.com. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, you can leave a comment in the thread below, regardless of whether you're watching it live or if you're catching a replay. But I would love to hear from you and answer your questions. And that is my top 10 tips for keeping fit while you're sidelined by illness or injury. Bye, guys.